delay. Then we have Kiambu Road. Now Kiambu Road right now it's a slow, and congestion is congestion is quite high there. I see pale DCI headquarters kuna nini kidogo, kuna snarl up kidogo pia hapo. Delay ya Kiambu Road is going to go wow, 25 minutes is a long time, but don't worry, mtafika job mapema. 25 minutes delay, road delay, but from pale DCI headquarters there is a control right there, and police are doing the best they can to make sure that traffic moves there. Yes, it's heavy, but it's doing quite well. Now that is how our roads look like. Now I want to give you a few alternatives. That is if you're using Thika Road. So if you're using Thika Road, consider alternative routes like Limuru Road ama Expressway if open. Okay, Jogoo Road, avoid Makadara. Umeambiwa avoid Makadara, because by the way traffic is stretching from Makadara and it's going all the way to Pale City Stadium. Then from the City Stadium there's a roundabout there. Inaingia, if you're coming to CBD, inaingia hadi where do you call this place? If unakuanga na mabasi za kwenda home, za kwenda Ushago, country bus. Yeah, that's right. Inaenda hadi country bus, stretching all the way to CBD. So it's a bit slow. Okay, so if you're using Jogoo Road, avoid Makadara, and also you can use Outer Ring Road or rather Langata Road. Waiyaki Way, you can use the Expressway, to bypass the slow section. Mombasa Road, you can use the Southern Bypass to avoid the unexpected slowdowns, and then Ngong stay on the Southern Bypass or switch to Langata or Uhuru Highway. Kiambu Road, Expressway, I think, is the alternative that has been given right here. And that is how our traffic update look like this morning. That is how our traffic update looked like this morning. And we always say, always be careful on the roads, and especially in this time that children are at school. Okay, you can see school buses on the roads as you're coming to work in the morning, or that you're going to school if you're a student. You can see school buses. So let's be careful on our roads. Let's mind the future of our children and their destiny as well. Okay, and apart from that, be careful and be respectful to other road users like yourself, other motorists, other V8 owners, other people who are walking, pedestrians. So let's all be careful on the road. So that is our update of the day. And now that we've finished our update session, we've looked at our history books, we've looked at our weather updates, we've looked at our traffic updates, and now I want us to look at something quite interesting. But before that, we check who has texted us. Ndio tuangalie our term of the week. Now our term of the week is quite interesting today, but before that, let's check on who has texted us. Someone here tells me, good morning Ruth, watching from Kangemi. My saving culture okay, is very indisciplined. Now, I do not know what you mean by your saving culture is very indisciplined. I would like to know that. I would really like to know that. Why is your saving culture indisciplined? Why? But thank you so much for tuning in, for keeping it Oracle TV. Someone else here says, good morning Ruth. Hi, loving the show. It's a Money Monday. Niruhusu tu nipeane money tip of the week. Haya, ni sawa basi. Niruhusu tu nipeane money tip of the week. Niruhusu tu nipeane money tip of the week. Saving for the rainy day. Okay. Ni kama sielewi hii message yako, but we are going to get to that. Yeah, saving for the rainy day. Saving for the rainy day is not all right. It's like I don't get your message. Imeshikana sana, but you're going to decode that and read that as well. But thank you so much for tuning in as well. We go ahead to see who else has texted us. Good morning Ruth, this is Rose watching from Muranga. My saving culture ni kusave up lakini simalizangi. we. Huwa na save up lakini amalizangi ku save up. Una save up lakini umalizi. All right. I see what you guys have here. Someone else here. Good morning, Ruth. Loving the show. This is Amrita. Amrita anasema anatutazama kutoka kule Bungoma. How is Bungoma doing? Na anasema sijasoma weather updates za Bungoma. All right. Amrita, nitakuwa nikikuangalilia weather updates za Bungoma in just a while. Sawa, tusipigane pale nyuma ya tent. Nitakuwa nikikuangalia. But before we look at that, so our health our money term of the week, or rather our monetary term of the week our money Monday term of the week is an emergency fund. So, what is an emergency fund? I know you guys have heard about it a lot of times. You've heard people, set up an emergency fund, especially right here on Impact Dialogues. The last time we had a financial doctor, or rather a financial expert, you did hear that you need to have an emergency fund, right? An emergency fund where you just like go for all your emergency. So, our money term of the week is an emergency fund. So what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is the money that you set aside specifically to cover unexpected expenses. Now think of it as a financial safety net, for life surprises like medical bills, car repairs, or sudden loss of income. Like from the word emergency, an emergency fund is just where you put money aside for things that are going to be an emergency. I'm telling you from just the word, you put aside money for for things that are going to come unexpected. It might be unexpected medical bills, unexpected, car repairs. Umeenda pale side mirror, umengolewa side mirror kwa traffic, na venye squeezy, by the way, squeezy watu waogopi. Uko pale tu kwa traffic vizuri na gari yako, then you have someone mwenye anangoa side mirror. Unashangaa what is happening? That is also an emergency. Who knows? You might, break a leg. Wakati you're in your work, you might trip or break a leg. You might have also something else. I hear people also have emergency flights. Who knows? You might have that as an emergency as well. So an emergency fund basically is where you put money aside for things that are not expected. Or rather, let's put it in a monetary, term, for expenses that are unexpected. Okay? And why is an emergency fund important? So having an emergency fund means that you won't have to rely on loans, number one, because that is how people get into debt, or rather credit cards when emergencies arise. And it also helps reduce stress and keeps you financially stable during tough times. So having an emergency fund will help you keep financial sanity, honestly, because some people find themselves in so much debt because they had something that they didn't expect. Ulienda hivi kidogo, you got sick, you did not have anything in your emergency fund. So the next thing you do when you don't have money, it is either you go for an advance at work. If they don't give you that advance at work, you go and take a loan somewhere, or maybe you overuse your credit card and stuff like that. So having an emergency fund will prevent you from all this. Now, one of the most controversial things about emergency funds are how much you should save. So financial experts recommend saving at least 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses, but it feels too big. Start small. Even little saved regularly would build over time. I remember last time we had a financial expert right here, and he told us it doesn't matter how much you earn, there's always something to save. Hata kama unapata ile kwa fruit stand yako pale nje, there is always something to save. And when you find that you can save up something, always make sure that you take time to do that. And of course, that is our term of the week, our money Monday term of the week, an emergency fund. That is what we are looking at. And of course, make saving for your emergency fund a priority. Why do you do this? Because you never know when an emergency arises. You never know when you need that money for something. You never know when your car breaks down. You never know when side mirror inangolewa, ama unaacha umepaka gari vizuri. Umepack gari tu vizuri, unapata ulishangolewa windscreen. I once had those stories. And if you don't have an emergency fund, unaenda kuingia kwa mfuko yako. Alright? And that is our Monday term of the week. Okay, that is our mandate arm of the week, an emergency fund. So I want us to get into our conversation of the day. But before that, we are going to take a very super short break. Then we come back, we are talking about that. And in our short break, what do I want you to listen to in our short break? So on the 15th of June, we are going to be right here and we are going to be having our fund drive. Now, this is very important because it's a money Monday. So money, right? So we are going to have our fund drive on the 15th of June. And I really do want you to hear Dr. Pauline Oracle inviting you for that particular fund drive, because we are bringing all our resources together towards offsetting the mortgage of the Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi. So we take a short break with that promo. Then when we come back, take a look at more of your saving culture stories, because I'm beginning to love them. Na nani wakangemi, unajua niambia unaitwa nani, lakini umeniambia your saving culture is very indisciplined. I would like to know what that means or how that looks like. But before we get into our saving conversation, let's hear what Dr. Pauline Oracle has to tell us about the fund drive that is coming next Sunday. That is on the 15th of June 2025. Take a listen.
Faithful you are. All your promises are yes and amen. All your promises are yes and amen. Oh, beautiful Savior, you have brought me near. You pulled me from.
Amen, amen, amen. This is Dr. Pauline Oracle. I am talking to you from the Mountain of Deliverance Church. I am speaking to you from the Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi, where the Lord relocated us to sometimes 1.5 years ago. And I am here to extend an invitation to every one of you that is watching me, to every one of you that is listening to me, wherever you're watching me from. I want to invite you on the 15th of June. 15th of June is going to be on a Sunday. We have a special funds drive towards the payment of the mortgage of this building that the Lord has given unto us, according to the word of God in 2 Samuel chapter number 7 from verse number 10. The Bible says, "Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of the wickedness afflict them any more, as before time." The Lord gave us this building sometimes last 1.5 years ago. We are still paying the mortgage, so we are extending an invitation for you to come and help us pay this mortgage on the 15th of June. It's going to be on a Sunday. We are going to project our building account right there, so that you can't make it on a Sunday. We are requesting that all our friends can be able to give us at least minimum 30,000. You can say, I'll give 50,000, I will give 100,000, I will give 1 million. But notwithstanding that, we are not saying you can't give less than 30,000. We are just challenging you to raise a sacrifice for us, so that we can be able to meet our target for that day. We are targeting 10 million on that day. So we are requesting you to come and help us. It's a Macedonian call for everyone who says, the Oracle has been a blessing to me. The Oracle has helped me. I enjoy the ministry of the Oracle. I enjoy Oracle TV. I enjoy the ministry of the Oracle. We are calling you to come on that day and help us. All the same, we have been having the pay bill of 100 shillings. The pay bill is also right there. I am still challenging you. So far, so good. We have made very good progress. We have not missed any installment of the mortgage since we started this 100 shillings pay bill. Courtesy of all of you that are very faithful to us, you have been sending your 100 shillings. I keep releasing the challenge to you. I still keep asking you, please keep sending the 100 shillings. It is helping us a long way. It might sound like it's a very small figure, but let me tell you, your 100, another person 100, we put it together, we are able to pay the mortgage. But this time, we are asking you to come. We gather our monies together. We hit the principal and we reduce the interest. Please come one, come all. Come and help us in Jesus' mighty name. May the Lord bless you.
Amazing. And I sure do hope that you're going to honor her invite. That is Dr. Pauline Oracle, who has already invited you for our fund drive. That is going to be on Sunday. Make sure that you come here, bring your resources, because we've not been talking about money and you're not making some. Sindio? So you bring your resources and let us come together and support Mountain of Deliverance Church Nairobi, because this is the home of the Oracle Television Network, by the way. This is the home of the Oracle Television Network, and it is so important for us to do that. We are going to speak about that later, and anyone who missed that invite, I'm going to have it play for you towards the end of the show. But right about now, what is your saving culture? And I am loving the how do I call it? I am loving I am so loving the answers that I'm getting right here. Watu inaonekana hamna saving culture, because the answers that we are getting here are funny. Mwingine hapa ameniambia, good morning Ruth, sijui kama ni challenge ama ni changamoto. So challenge na changamoto ni kitu moja. Si challenge kwa Kiswahili, kwa Kiingereza alafu changamoto. But anyway, whichever it is. Sijui kama ni challenge ama ni changamoto. Whenever I want to save, I start, lakini simalizangi. Alright. Ametupea example. For example, I want to buy a phone. I will save up until, let's say, 6,000. Alafu nipate emergency, nikule. That is why we are talking about the emergency fund. That is exactly why we were talking about the emergency fund. Because, by the way, the emergencies, you never plan for them. And sometimes, if you don't have one, they always end up getting into your pocket. They always end up entering into your savings most of the time, because people believe savings are for emergencies. But today, we've learned something different. Emergency fund is another different type of saving, right? But thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see who else is continuing to, tell us. Also talk to me on Facebook. We are very live at the Oracle Television Network on Facebook. Tell me, what is your saving culture? How do you save? How do you save? And is it profitable? What is your saving culture like? I'm still waiting for that person from Kangemi to ambia what he means by an indisciplined saving culture. Because apparently, Leon Melan, you can have a very indisciplined saving culture. Good morning, Ruth. Let me look at that again. Just a minute. Yeah. Good morning, Ruth. Watching from Kangemi. Kangemi tuko wengi leo. Watching from Kangemi. Now, I do not have a saving culture because I do not believe that I earn enough to save. Wow. And this is why we need an expert next Monday. And that's why we always start by laying the basis, where we can know all this. And we want, the expert to tell us some of these things. Is it true that if I earn little, or if I have a small salary, I am not able to save? I also would like to hear that. But thank you so much for your input and for your feedback. Good morning, Ruth. As for me, saving culture yangu ni to save, to kule. I always save when I want to buy something. Like, for example, if I want to buy a shoe, I'll save up for the shoe and then buy it. I do not save kama hakuna kitu yenye nanunua. All right, that is their saving culture. Let me see someone else here. Good morning, Ruth. This is Martin watching from Bungoma. Oracle TV, mko loud and clear. Mulikuwa mmepotea, lakini sasa tunawapata vizuri. Hapo kwa saving culture ni kama tunasikiza tukiwa sisi wote, kwa sababu hata mimi huwa si save. Jamani. Hatujasema hatusavingi. Tumesema we are listening to you. You are saving culture. But thank you so much. We are happy that we are back in Bungoma. Because, by the way, tulikuwa tumepata complaints 1 or 2 that Bungoma signal inasumbua. But it's our joy when we hear that signal imerudi. Watu wa Meru ndio bado wajani confirmia kama signal imerudi, specifically Maua. If you're watching us from Maua, Meru Maua, you just text us na utuambie if our signals are back, because there was a complaint like a week ago. Ni kama nyinyi signal ilirudi alafu mkaamua tu mtulie na signal. Ni sawa tu, but you tell me. Good morning, Ruth. Geoffrey watching from Nanyuki. Sijasikia ukisoma with update ya kwetu. Jamani, hiyo ni Bungoma na Nanyuki, nitakuangalilia tu saa hizi. Sijasikia ukisoma with update ya kwetu. Also, I always save when I want to buy something. Okay. Hey. Good morning, Ruth. I think my case, Nila, you have ears but you don't hear. You have ears but you don't hear, because I know that saving is important, but tell me why I do not have a savings account until now. I think Monday this is going to be very fun. Next Monday our expert is going to make sure that he does this. We are going to look for an expert because naonekana watu wa savings yeye mpaka ameuliza, tell me why I know that saving is important, but I'm not doing it yet. That's super interesting. Good morning, Ruth. This is Ruth. That's my namesake. We share the same name. And Asma, this is Ruth watching from Rorie in Nyandarua. Rorie in Nyandarua. I would like to call my saving culture as a self-taught one, because my parents never taught me how to save. However, I learned how to save in school, and most of the accomplishments that I have, I have done them through saving. Having a savings account is very important because you never know what you need. Na at least leo nimejua there's a difference between a saving account and an emergency fund. All right, thank you so much, Ruth. We do appreciate your feedback. What is your feedback back at home? What is your saving culture? Yani una savingi pesa aje? Do you save when you need to? Do you save because it is important to save? Ama kama nimesahau jina yake, do you save only when you need to buy something? Kuna mtu ametuambia ana savingi tu wakati anataka kununua kitu. It is also important to let us know if that's what you do as well. Do you save only when you need something? Do you save because it is important? How do you save? Where do you save? Because there are so many avenues of savings. I've had people who save from chamas. Nimesikia watu wana savingi kwa chamas, nimesikia watu wana savingi kwa M-Shwari has the best. Na kwa wale ambao wanakuanga na shida ya kukula savings, I think M-Shwari has something that they call locked, right? Where you can just go like put away your money until a certain time na haitatoka. Well, it is disciplined and it calls for discipline, because saving calls for a lot of discipline, and it is super important. But before we get into why it is important and key several reasons why saving is important, I would like to hear from you. 0711-176-006. What is your saving culture like? Why do you save? Where do you save? We are looking at all those areas. Una savingi wapi? Una savingi kiaje? Wewe hata hu una save. That is what we are looking at today. And I have someone else here who says, good morning. Good morning. Anasema I'm watching from Mwingi Ngongoni. Mwingi Ngongoni anasema anabarikiwa sana na anabarikiwa sana na my pastor. Sasa unabarikiwa na okay. Hiyo ni kama sijaelewa. Muko na pastor mna watch ama unabarikiwa na our own pastor here? All right, whichever way, the point is unabarikiwa, and that is the most important. Thank you so much. Mwingi is watching. I do like that when I hear that. Watu wa Meru Maua, kindly, if you're watching us and you're in Meru Maua, or rather you have a friend in Meru Maua, mwandikie tu message mwambie Oracle TV wants to know if our signals are fully back in Maua, because we want to make sure that everyone gets us and no one misses the amazing episodes on Oracle TV, our amazing midnight prayers. Tutaka to make sure you get each and every part of that. Okay, good morning, Ruth, watching from huku ni kwetu, watching from Rorie, as well, watching from Rorie. Popa saving culture kidogo ni kama tutangoja expert next week. Wow, yani saving is that of a big deal. All right, we look at 3 more messages and then we are done, right? Good morning, Ruth. Saving is important, but the problem is, I actually love this message right here. Saving is important, but the problem is, as Kenyans, we do not have a saving culture. We do not believe in saving, and most of us say it is because of how the economy looks like. But what we don't understand is that the economy looks just a minute. What we don't understand is that the economy starts and look like you. So if you don't have a saving culture, it goes ahead to, trickle down to generations. And that's why until now, people have not known the importance of saving. Even the learned, I'm sorry to say, also do not save. Wow, that's amazing. That is so amazing. Even the learned, I'm afraid to say, don't save. Where do you save? When was the last time you saved? Ni lini ya mwisho ulichukua pesa ukasema hii nitasave. Na si kusave tu, unajua kuna wale ambao wana saving. Tuseme, let's take an example of mshwari. Unamuta save on mshwari, then you put in there today maybe 1,000 shillings. By today's on Monday, by Wednesday tukikuja kufanya health Wednesday hauna hata bob. Is that your saving culture? Because according to one of our viewers, Anasema, it is because as Kenyans, we do not have a saving culture. And I think we are breaking away from that, because right now I've seen curriculums in schools. The CBC curriculum is actually involving savings so much in in students' lives. Students are learning how to save. They are learning when to save. They are learning all this that we are not taught in school. And I actually tend to agree with him. Sometimes it's because of the culture that we have. Kenyans hatuna saving culture. Hatuna saving culture totally. And as he says, saving culture will start with you. Because if you do not save and you don't teach your child to save, the culture is going to continue on. But thank you so much. I look at one more message and then we get to it. Good morning, Ruth. I always save. Okay, personally, personally. Good morning, Ruth. Personally, I always save when I need something. Now, there are people who save when they need something. I think I need to buy a phone, so I start saving up for that phone. Like, you don't save like your life depends on it. You just save when you need something. All right. I have one more here. Good morning, Ruth. I save for the future. That is, America IE. That is for my children's school fees. For my children's school fees, for medical bills, but shida ni towards the end of the month nakwanga nimetumia half of those savings. All right, and I think this is what one of the things that we are going to speak about next Monday. If I'm saving up for this month, does it mean that mwezi kiisha nikule tu ile saving alafu tuanze afresh next month? That is also a very important question, and we are going to have a very interesting expert to help us decode that and to help us talk about that as well. But that is it. 0711 176 006. You keep talking to me. I'll continue reading your messages as we look at some of the reasons why we save and why it is important to save, and sometimes what are the key reasons for us savings. Remember that you're also live on Facebook, the Oracle Television Network. Follow us right there and like that page. Make sure that you like that page, follow and like. Be a fan of words. Actions speak louder than words. So number one, a way to do that is by following this page. Please do follow this page, like and share as well, and turn on the notification bell so that we go live, you always are the first one to know that we are live. All right, so why is it important to save? Number one, it's for financial security. Okay, what do we mean by that? Saving will help individuals and families build a financial cushion to cover unexpected expenses such as job loss or rather urgent repairs. This reduces stress and reliance on debt. Now, financial security, and I think that's where our term of the day also plays a part. An emergency fund is also a type of saving. Okay, so number one, we've said is for financial security. Then number two, we have for wealth building. So consistency in savings will allow people to accumulate wealth over time, enabling investments, buying of homes, funding education, starting businesses, which will improve qualities of life. And in terms of wealth building, we've been talking about money market funds, and I think we've had 2 episodes of money market funds, and actually it is one of the best ways people are saving with right now. And next week when we have that expert that we are going to talk to, I think we're also going to get into the money markets, and also not only money markets, the different platforms of savings, but not only platforms of savings, platforms that help you and more. There are places you just save na pesa yako inabaki venye tu iko, but there are places you save, or rather platforms you save, and your money increases or rather goes ahead to build up. So number one, we've said financial security. Then number two, we've said wealth building. Number three, it's for economic stability. economic stability. So on a larger scale, a saving culture, a good saving culture will support economic stability. When people save, banks have more funds to lend to businesses and entrepreneurs, fueling economic growth. And I think that goes to our viewer, ule mwenye ametuambia we don't have a saving culture, because a culture starts with you. So economic stability starts with you, and you should start by saving. So number 4, we have reduced debt dependence. And I think this is what is eating us most when it comes to, when it comes to financial issues. I'll hold on to that thought. We pick a call, then we are going to come back. Oracle TV, hello. All right, huyo ni kama tumempoteza, tumemkata. We are very live, tumemkata. You can go ahead and call us on that number that is right there, 0711-176-006. But as I was saying, a saving culture would reduce debt dependency. And I think this is what eats most of us financially. The other day we were somewhere, and as we were actually in a car coming, going somewhere, in a car going somewhere, and someone actually got to mention something, that you find that people take a lot of debts until wakati unapata salary yako, your salary, like 3/4 of your salary goes to debt paying. Like the 3/4 of your salary, literally 3/4 of your salary goes to debt paying. Unapata mpaka you cannot even sustain the lifestyle that you have right there. Okay, but that is quite important. I see there on Facebook we have Kimani Washira saying impactful conversation on saving culture. Thank you so much. Keep on texting us, keep on calling us as we continue to look at this. So reduced debt dependency. Saving will reduce the need to borrow money. Okay, it will reduce helping people, it will help people avoid high interest debts that can trap them in financial hardship, or rather in financial cocoons, in financial boxes that people don't want to be in. Name them, each and every one of those, just name them. So having a good saving culture will reduce debt dependency. Okay, we look at number 5. And number 5 says having a saving culture will help you in your future planning. It allows individuals to plan for long-term goals like retirement. Retire and you don't have savings, what is going to happen to you? Education for children. You know very well that your children is to join high school and you're not saving. How is that going to happen? Oh my goodness, I love this. And then we have major purchases. When I want to buy something, wataka kubuy fridge, you save up for the fridge. Hapo sando mmekujiwa, future planning. Then we have also, for we said education for children, for long-term goals. And actually good thing is that you can have short-term goals when it comes to savings and long-term goals when it comes to savings. And also in terms of future planning, savings will ensure that you meet goals without any financial strain. Like for example, if you want to take your child to a good school and you've saved up for them, you've saved up for their high school, you've saved up for their college, you're going to find that you're going to, do that, fulfill that goal without having any financial strains, or rather without being buried deep in debt. Okay, I continue to look at more. I see here we have number 6, resilience in crisis. So a saving culture will make will make a community, or rather an economy, more resilient to downturns or crises, because people have resources to fall back on. And this one goes to wale wanasemanga, oh, uchumi ni ngumu, oh, sijui uchumi ya wa president. Sijui kwa nini watu na blame president for uchumi. Why do we do that? Because nowadays everything has been laid there. Oh, unajua ni uchumi ya president imefanya. But now, for us to avoid that, have a saving culture. Have a saving culture. That is number 6. We look at 2 more and then we go on. We look at 2 more. No, actually we are done with those ones. Actually we are done with importance, or rather several key factors of savings. And I like the one on resilience in crisis. It's going to help you fall back on the right cushion. fall back on the right cushions. Why? Because you have funds to fall at. If you lose your job and you've been saving, you have funds to fall at before God gives you a new job. If you your business falls and you have savings, you have funds to fall on before you work on your business to rise again. And that's actually so interesting. So very quick personal saving tips. Actually, this is actually one of the best nasikianga. Pay yourself first. Set aside a portion of your income for savings as soon as you receive it before spending on anything else. Actually, I've always been taught, number one, you remove your tithe. Unaweka tithe yako tu kando vizuri, roho safi. Ukishamalizana na tithe, then you pay yourself first. You save first so that you can do your other things. Then set clear goals, whether it's an emergency fund, you've had that, or a house, having specific goals, or making savings more meaningful. Just a minute, whether it's an emergency fund, whether it's a vacation, whether it's a house, whatever goal that you're having, right? Let it be clear and make sure that it's not getting into your other financial pockets. Oracle TV, hello.
Hello, I'm David.
David, good morning.
Mimi nataka kuongelea mambo ya saving.
Haya, tuambie mambo yako ya saving, David.
Mimi huwa na save. Ikishaisha wiki moja ama mbili napata nimetoa hiyo pesa yote.
Na kwa nini?
Ni juu tu ya kukosa do, unapata una finance nzuri ya kusave. Ya matumizi tunataka.
Lakini sasa wewe unafikiria saving ni important?
Ni important juu unaweza pata emergency.
Aya, asante sana, endelea kututazama.
Asante.
Amazing. Umesikia David ako kwa ile category ya tuna save lakini wiki ikiisha, a whole week ikiisha tushatoa hiyo do. But that's his take. I don't know what's your take. How do you save? And remember that we are doing this because on Monday we have a very special episode on saving culture, and we are going to have a financial expert with us right here mwenye atatuambia how to deal with some of these challenges, because some of them are challenges. Kuna wale ambao ukisave umeamua hii mwezi na savia fridge, lakini by the katikati ya mwezi hakuna kwenye unanunua. And that is also one of the reasons why we love having these impactful conversations. And on Monday we are going to go ahead and continue, and we are going to have an expert who's going to help us decode all this. But going back to our tips, we said set clear goals. Clear goals, you know what clear goals are, right? If it's an emergency fund, be sure what you're saving up for, all right? Use automatic transfers. Automate your savings by setting up recurring transfers to separate savings account. We normally have a problem because M-Pesa yako, hapo ndo una save, na hapo ndo unatumia pesa yako. That is why by the watu wa biashara nowadays they have another option, ndio wasitumie pesa yao ya biashara. So automate it or find different. If you have a savings account, have another account for your daily expenses, okay? Then very important, track your spending. Track your spending. And you are spendthrifts. Where people who say nilikuwa na dhao before the week started. Saizi now how did I spend this money? You see people who can't explain how they use their money. Track your spending. Understand where your money goes, because it will help you identify areas that you're going to cut back and save more, because not everything is necessary. Track your spending. Know where you spend more money, unnecessary money, know where you spend necessary money, so you can help yourself in saving. Ujue, this is what I'm going to cut off, okay? This is what I'm going to increase on. That is track your spending. Then number 5, live below your means, and we don't like that. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Just because you earn more does not mean you should spend more. And actually, I think this is a mentality that we normally have, that for example, I've been earning let's say 30,000, okay? And then unapata pale milango imefunguka, umeomba favor ikupate. Favor nayo ni nani? Favor inakuja. Then unafunguliwa milango, unapata umeongezewa 20,000 salary. Unaambiwa now from now on you are going to be earning 50,000. Unaamua, number one thing ni kuhama. Nilikuwa nakaa Kangemi. Sasa wacha niende nikasikie venye watu wa Runda wanasikianga. Unahama, you go to a bigger house, and I think that is the most mistake people do, right? That you earn more, you spend more. Actually, that's not how it works. So, live beyond our means. Let us live beyond our means. And this is going to help us. This is going to help us more in tracking our spending also, and also in saving, having a very, very, very strong saving culture. Then we have save windfalls, all right? Put bonuses, tax refunds, or gift directly into your savings account instead of spending them. There are those workplaces where people just get bonuses. Like umepata end month, umepata employee of the month, umepewa bonus kikubwa hapo. Na unaamua sasa hii bonus nimepatiwa ni muda wa kwenda kujipea pole. Ama you were invited somewhere to, let's say, go and speak, and wakakupatia bonus hii kubwa, unasema sasa kwa sababu ni mimi nilifanya hii kazi, nikupatia mwili pole. That's how you call it. Nikupatia mwili pole. Neno unapatia mwili pole. Lakini kwa hiyo harakati ya kupatia mwili pole, you do not remember to save. Okay? So avoid put up bonuses directly into your savings account if it's possible, and that is going to help a lot in your saving culture. Then the last one we have avoid unnecessary debts. Avoid unnecessary debts. Prioritize saving for purchases instead of relying on credit, which adds interest cost. If you don't need that debt, don't take it. Kama uhitaji, do not take it. And in the first place, if you're saving up, you are going to not need that debt, right? So avoid unnecessary debts. And also, this also trickles down to the national level of saving, what we should do as a community, because as we were told, it starts with us. Yes, we do not have a saving culture as a country. Yes, we have it, lakini inakuja nikukam inakam, but we have to go beyond that. And number one thing we have to do is financial education. And nowadays, no one can say they do not have financial education. Why? There are so many online courses that teach you this. Financial education is out there. You just purpose to learn more about saving. Kama haujui, usikuwa indinayo, kubali tu niko na shida ya kusave, and then purpose to learn about that, okay? Then promote saving habits through school curricula, which I think the government is doing very well because it is in school right now. Community workshops and public campaigns. This one is on a societal, or rather community based. How do we deal with growing a better saving culture? Then celebrate savers, reward and publicly recognize individuals or group who model good saving habits. And I'd like to remember one, they think walikuwa kwa news just the other day, and there's this group of boda riders that came together, started a saving account together, and right now I think they were I heard about them, they were building their second, either the second or the third 10-story building apartment. They had already done the first one. Yeah, it was the third, because they had done the first one, they had done the second one, and now they were on to the third one. And this is just a group of boda riders that came together and decided, let us start saving for ourselves. And umeona venye wameendelea. Third story building, I mean that 10-story building apartments, and they've been doing really well. So celebrating some of them, and by them being celebrated nationally because they were on national TV, I think that also encourages those who are afraid to save. Okay, so access to saving tools. Banks should ensure their platforms are very accessible, and also this includes also on financial education. Okay, especially in rural and under-reserved areas. Then we have micro saving options. People should encourage small daily savings, even cents. Kwa wale anasemanga I earn so little I cannot save. Mobile banking apps and cooperative can help with that, and also community saving groups. Support saving groups. That is what our community should do. Support saving groups that are coming up. I see a lot of youth groups also coming up to help when it comes to financial education and saving culture and all this, and especially when it comes to money market funds. I don't know why this has caught so much interest among the youth, and I think it is because it has so much profit, because normally when you save unapatanga pesa yako ikiwa venye iko, si ndio? But with the money market funds, they bring money market funds, they are very accessible, and they bring so many advantages with them. And I think we are going to look at them again. We are going to have to look at money markets again. But as a community, we should, start start encouraging some of these groups, you know, chamas, cooperatives, and especially among the youth, because the youth sisi ndio viongozi wa kesho, as they said, right? Then we have you know, lead by example. If you're a leader somewhere, if you're influencer somewhere, anza kufunza watu kuhusu kusave mapema. If you're a parent, start teaching your child to save as early as now. As much as they have it has been incorporated in the school curriculum, it is also good to start as early as now. All right? That is on saving culture. Now, what we did today was just a little bit of a basis, or rather, or a little bit of setting the ground for a saving culture conversation, because next week, that is next Monday, we are going to be having an expert to talk to us about saving culture. And I've seen a message right here. David from... Let me see. David from Muranga. David from Muranga ako tuned. Na yeye ako na swali, how we do a strong savings account. So David, make sure that on Monday, you are the number one candidate for this show, because your question will be the number one question we are going to answer on our Money Monday next Friday. I see someone else here ananiambia, good morning, Ruth. It is true that as Kenyans... Okay, your message imepotea. All right, just a minute. I am going to look for it. Give me a single minute. All right, we are yeah, I got it. So, good morning, Ruth. Hey, mbona hii message yako haitaki niisome jamani? Hii message yako haitaki niisome. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Good morning, Ruth. It is true that Kenyans, we don't have a saving culture, but I'd like to think that if we start from below, okay, if we start from below, we will get somewhere, and also those who are coming after us will also get somewhere. That is true. As much as tunashinda tukisema we don't have a saving culture, if we start somewhere, we are going to get somewhere. That is true. And do continue texting me on that number 0711 176 006. Naona pia pale Facebook to call live. Those who are coming in on Facebook, thank you so much. We do love you and we do appreciate you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments right there. And thank you for your feedback also on Impact Dialogues. Now, I don't want us to wind up, but before we do, and before I read maybe 2 or 3 messages for you guys, on the 15th of June, we are going to be here. And earlier on, if you're just joining us, earlier on, we did have Dr. Pauline Oracle invite us for that special occasion. It's going to be an amazing occasion where we just come together here as a family to just come and support our home. As I said before, Mountain of Deliverance Church Nairobi is the home of the Oracle Television Network. So, as the Oracle TV fan family, as the Oracle TV family, us coming here on that particular day to come and support the Mountain of Deliverance Church Nairobi is us supporting our home, because Oracle TV sits in the Mountain of Deliverance Church Nairobi. So on the 15th of June, we are coming together with our resources. We are coming together to make sure that we offset this mortgage once and for all, like for sure tumalizane nayo, and that is going to be super amazing. So on that 15th of June, you who is an Impact Dialogue fan, I am inviting you for that. Do come and let us come and bring our resources together. I have 2 more messages right here. Oracle TV, hello, watching from Wiki. Anasema Oracle TV, hello, watching from Wiki. Anasema ni Natasha. Alright, ni Natasha. Hapo kwa saving culture, ni kama Monday tuko na wewe bumper to bumper. Monday tuko na wewe bumper to bumper, Natasha. Monday tukuwe na wewe bumper to bumper, kwa sababu I have seen that we are wanting. All right. Good morning, Ruth. This is Benjamin watching from Nairobi. Show iko lit sana. Can't wait for that conversation on savings. Karibu nasikia karibu nasikia nisongeshe siku. Karibu nasikia nisongeshe siku. All right, hatutasongesha siku. Benjamin, hatutasongesha siku. We are going to have an amazing episode on Monday about a saving culture. And some of these questions that you guys are putting up here are what you know, what we are going to start with. This is what is making the basis of that conversation on Monday, because it is an impactful conversation. That is why it's a very, very important dialogue for us to have. It is an impactful dialogue, so why not have it? Saving culture. One last message. Good morning, Ruth Moirore, watching from Syokimau. Syokimau inakuanga Kenya, Mama Saku Moirore. Unajua there is also that contention at Syokimau, oh, si Nairobi, you tell us. But Syokimau anasema watching Syokimau is loud and clear. Na anasema I personally save, but only when I need to. Okay, that is also another type of saver. Yeah, save, but only when they need to. And so thank you so much for all your feedback, for all your messages, for all those of you who are watching us on Facebook as well. Thank you so much for staying with me from morning until now. We are almost winding up, and I do want to wind up while inviting you for that special occasion on the 15th of June, our fund drive. I am insisting on it because today is Monday and it is Money Monday, and that one involves money. So I really want you to be part of it, be part and parcel of it. We are coming together, bringing our resources together in support of the Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi. But in case you want to continue supporting Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi, our pay bill number, those who are watching us, take your phone, we do that pay bill number, 4130-469, then account you put your name. Why do we say account you put your name? Because our very own prophet, our very own father, our very own my dad always says that when he is praying, he is going to be praying for you by name. That is why he insists, or rather advocates, which other word can I use there, for you to put your account as your name. So 4130-469 is the pay bill number. Unaenda pale lipa na M-Pesa, unaweka pay bill number 4130-469, 4130-469, then account you put in there your name, then send whatever you have. Wale watu wa Impact Dialogues, by the way, today we have not done our 100 shilling challenge. Make sure you do our 100 shilling challenge today using that same pay bill number, 4130-469. Put in that 100 shillings and then account your name. All right, account your name, and we are going to be blessed together. So this has been the Impact Dialogues Money Monday. We have been talking about saving culture, and we are going to continue this conversation next Monday, where we'll have a financial expert to help us delve much more into a saving conversation. Now, do join me again on Wednesday for our Health Wednesday. On Wednesday for our Health Wednesday, do join me then, and also do join me on Friday for our Social Friday. But sana for our Health Wednesday, it's going to be an amazing, because last week, you remember, you had that conversation on diet. We said the basis on diet. So not tomorrow, on Wednesday, we are going to have a nutritionist to help us talk about our diet. Question is, do you eat a balanced diet? Now, today is Money Matters. I don't want to go into health, but thank you so much for everyone who joined me. A big thank you to my producer, Kimani. Today he did a very amazing amazing. Leo na kahawa yake. Leo amekuja na kahawa. Leo na kahawa. Ndio maana mimi sikunywa kahawa leo. But thank you so much to our producer. Thank you so much to you who is watching us back at home for giving me your morning hours this morning. And of course, thank you to everyone who watches on Facebook as well. I do love you. I do appreciate you. And also our YouTube viewers, the Oracle Television Network YouTube page, the Oracle Television Network Facebook page. You can also go ahead and follow me, Ruth Wanjiru, on Facebook. But now that we are done with our Money Monday, it is amazing to be on your screen this morning, and I do want to let you go. So until on Wednesday for our Health Wednesday, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy. Have a good day.